Yeah. 66 books, one big story, from the beginning to forever. Let's go. 66 books, one big story. Yeah. God's been writing hope for me, from the garden to the glory. Jesus is the center of the story. Every page, every line, still speaking into my life. 66 books, one big story. God's been writing hope. Yeah. Genesis starts where creation begins. Exodus shows God delivering again. Leviticus teaches a holy way. Numbers keeps moving through desert days. Deuteronomy says, remember the road. Joshua steps where the promise unfolds. Judges shows hearts keep drifting away. Ruth brings redemption through everyday grace. 1st and 2nd Samuel, kings start to rise. 1st and 2nd Kings divided inside. 1st and 2nd Chronicles, history retold. Ezra came home and Nehemiah rebuilt walls. Esther stood brave when fear got loud. Job kept faith when pain came down. Psalms gives prayers for the highs and cries. Proverbs brings wisdom for everyday life. Ecclesiastes asks what meaning is worth. Song of Solomon sings love on the earth. Every page keeps pointing me forward. God is telling one big story. 66 books, one big story. God's been writing hope for me, from the garden to the glory. Jesus is the center of the story. Every page, every line, still speaking into my life. 66 books, one big story. God's been writing hope. Isaiah saw hope with a savior to come. Jeremiah warned hearts that were numb. Lamentations cried through the pain. Ezekiel saw dry bones live again. Daniel stood strong in the kingdom of pride. Hosea showed love that would not divide. Joel spoke power poured out from above. Amos called justice with holy love. Obadiah warned with pride stood tall. Jonah ran but God still called. Micah said walk humble and true. Nahum showed judgment would come through. Habakkuk asked God how long. Zephaniah still found hope in the song. Haggai said build what God made clear. Zechariah saw the king drawing near. Malachi closed with a promise in place. The silence waited for the sound of grace. Every prophet kept pointing me forward. God is telling one big story. 66 books, one big story. God's been writing hope for me, from the garden to the glory. Jesus is the center of the story. Every page, every line, still speaking into my life. 66 books, one big story. God's been writing hope. Matthew shows Jesus the promised king. Mark moves fast with the servant theme. Luke says the lost can still come home. John says the word took flesh of his own. Acts shows the spirit in the church on mission. Romans explains grace, faith, and redemption. 1st and 2nd Corinthians call the church to grow. Galatians says freedom is found in the soul. Ephesians says we are made alive. Philippians says joy can survive. Colossians lifts Christ above all things. 1st and 2nd Thessalonians said wait for the king. 1st and 2nd Timothy train leaders in truth. Titus brings order for what we do. Philemon shows forgiveness is proof. Hebrews says Jesus is better news. James says faith should move our feet. 1st and 2nd Peter stand through heat. 1st, 2nd, 3rd John say love is the way. Jude says hold truth when people stray. Revelation says Jesus wins the story. Death is defeated, the king gets glory. From first breath to forever before me. 66 books, one big story. 66 books, one big story. God's been writing hope for me, from the garden to the glory. Jesus is the center of the story. Every page, every line, still speaking into my life. 66 books, one big story. God's been writing hope for me. Genesis to Revelation, not just books on a shelf. One big story of rescue, hope, and forever. And somehow, God invited us in.